and HwaSin still mining with his 2 strong bases. HwaSin snuck out. Oh, okay. So Stork moved up onto the. I actually didn't notice this detail in the map, but the raised expos in the center are close enough and on the same level as the mains that he targeted that tank there. So he sends out. So HwaSin sends out a couple vultures, scouting for expos, runs into a pylon wall there. At 5 o'clock, so he knows that Stork is expanding there, or at least will soon. Stork doing some more Reaver micro at HwaSin's Expo, which surprisingly that area isn't covered by tanks, but after killing a couple of SCVs he pulls back again. Stork is adding up to 6 gates now. I don't think he's making any units from the robotics anymore, except maybe observers. So he's at 6 gates. Last we checked, HwaSin was at 4 factories, but from the minimap it looks like he's up to 6 at this point. So in terms of econ and production facilities, HwaSin's still in an advantage here. Stork was a little careless with this. He knew the pros were in that path, but he didn't send an observer out there and got the goons. Goons are heavily damaged now. So Stork is putting his 5 o'clock Expo into production here. On some microing bolts of it, but not a good use of time. So he just runs it away. Oh, and wait, what happened? What is that? Okay, so Stork has a large number of goons here at the left center of the map. Cornering a few volts in here, but this is pretty minor. I'm actually surprised how much time he's spending microing, just worrying about these 4 vultures that aren't really a threat. So, let's see. Looks like he's doing so. Okay, so there's the Citadel, so he's going to start massing some Zealots soon, too, to finish the Volt tank. And man, that was a lot of Volt tanks for HwaSin, and he's going to move out. Now, from the looks of it, from the size of the forces, unless Stork does some crazy Reaver micro from that shuttle, this is almost a steamroll for HwaSin. The advantage they had with the early Expo when Stork not being able to stop it, and only at this point I think is Stork's second Expo really kicking in and being productive. So he's behind in army size, although HwaSin isn't being that he's just getting his second Expo up in the mid. Oh, there goes the okay. That's not going to do any damage, and he's going to watch that shuttle. I mean, those few Marines. Oh man, that sucks. That Reaver's gone. So, guessing so Stork is probably up to some 150, 160 food. HwaSin's probably almost that much. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if they're both around 160 right now. So, and that's bad for the Protoss when Terran's matching you in food. So. Surprise HwaSin. I mean, he's got scanners up. He should have a pretty good idea of Stork's forces, location, size even, and I feel like he would just be going attack moving with his Volt and tanks, but so I guess he's just toying around with it, massing a bit more, being a little more conservative, waiting for the Terran max before he pushes out. Stork trying to start up a second, or what's that, 3rd expansion down at the 5 start natural. Okay. So looks like HwaSin's planning some initial mines. He might be pushing out soon, although none of those stayed alive. So that wasn't like a pre-assault move or anything. Okay, both players continuing mass. HwaSin's up to 9 factories now. And okay, so I feel like both players are probably maxing. Either are max now or will be maxing pretty soon. In which case, I guess they will either both just explode their forces against each other, or try to find something sneaky to do while they're saving up money in the bank for the rebuild, or who knows. I am surprised actually so little action has occurred ever since Stork's early attempt at choke break that failed, not miserably, but was unsuccessful. So, see, Stork has a pretty good combo of goons and zealots right now, but against a straight tank or volt tank mass, I don't think this will be that effective. He needs arbiters for stasis or carriers or something. I think this is the point in the game that a lot of Protoss players fear, because once Terran hits this max out, just the sheer range and mass of the tanks and volts, the damage, this is going to be rough. Okay, so Stork has, so this is the big, alright, Stork has, I think 4 Templars in there. We'll see how much damage these storms do. Oh wow, that was amazing. I think HwaSin was really carefully watching the shuttle and targeted those Templars as they're dropping before Stork had set them off, so that was really bad. He only got off one good storm. Although surprisingly, okay, so looks like, oh man, this is like equalizing really closely. I'm surprised. I would have guessed that the Terran would have done a lot better here, since Stork didn't get off as many storms as he could have. But okay, so with a few reinforcements, that battle was slightly closer to HwaSin's base than to Stork. So with a few reinforcements that HwaSin brought in, he finished it off. So I think with the next quick rebuild push that HwaSin sends within the next 10 to 15 seconds will be really bad for Stork, and might just win the game for him. Like right now he already has almost 2 groups of units. Stork is finally making arbiter tech, but let's see. Okay, he sees another expo going, but okay, here's the rebuild push. Oh man, and this is rough because Stork is really zealot heavy, and HwaSin's more volt heavy. He's just not even using siege. He's just gonna attack move. Oh man, this looks like it's over. HwaSin's just gonna steamroll with this force right here. Actually, I haven't been paying attention to upgrades and noticed that it's hard to see from the resolution, but I think Stork is at 1-1, and if we'll get a sight of the HwaSin's units, we'll see that. Okay, so that Volt took out that temp, so there's no damage here. Here's some useless harass, because that army at the front's just gonna win it anyways. Got a DT that'll shortly be scanned and destroyed, and this is pretty much good game. There's nothing Stork can do about something like this. I mean, he is up to 4 bases, but I think he only has some like 10 gateways, and at this point, yeah, it's just over. This is rough. I think pretty much it was HwaSin pulling off that early exo and Stork not being able to do enough damage to make up for it. Very standard game, actually. I feel like a lot of Terrans just this build is meant for that exact purpose. Get that early expo, prevent Protoss from doing any serious damage, and then you're up eco. Especially if Protoss doesn't counter with additional expos. And there's GG from Stork. It's kind of rooting for Stork this game, actually, because I'm mostly a Protoss player myself in 1v1s, and going up against the Terran metal like that is just so rough. But yeah, I guess 18-minute game. It was still decent, but I feel like it was just started getting off.